This is exactly how you needed to see me. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you could join me. I've been wearing a lot of makeup and putting a lot of gunk in my hair the last couple of days as I've been shooting sketches for the Sexy Liberal show this Saturday. So I figured I'd go take a quick shower, and this is what I really look like without any prep. I'm kidding, of course. Hi, how you doing? It's not a bad one, actually. This is whew, man. I gotta say, as always, when we're doing the lead up to the Sexy Liberal show, I am worn and torn on so many fronts, and so I'm doing my best to try and keep it together. I had a wig on, doing a sketch up until 3 minutes before I had to come on, so I just threw a hat on over top of it rather than deal with the whole "did he cut his hair?" for an entire show, because it's just an additional layer of stuff I have to talk about during all the stuff, and I didn't even open up my YouTube page. And hi, everybody. Welcome. How are you? And obviously lots to talk about today. The never-ending, let's see. No, it's not made for kids. And there's a thing. And save. There we go. Now we're working. All right. And I always look so bagged out when I'm shooting these shows because I'm so tired. I did sleep a little more last night, but I didn't go to bed till 3, so I just basically woke up. Am I wearing makeup? Yeah. I just woke up, when as early as I possibly could, and it's rough. It's just a lot of work. So either way, we'll get through today's show. Again, this will be a high and tight one compared to my normal one. I know I always say that, but it's kind of true. So over the course of the next couple of days, if I pull an all-nighter and decide to go, for a whole show, I'm glad everybody likes that thing or whatever. I might just do the whole show this way just to save myself the hassle. Yeah, it's because I need a MyPillow. That's clearly what the problem is. So, anyways, I will try to do today's show as sort of normal as possible, if that's even possible at all, because I'm really tired. And I slept like a baby last night. I was up all night screaming, and I nearly shit myself. I'm kidding. So, anyways, I'm going to. I got to stop messing around, do a real show. Well, I've got to get on with this. Otherwise, we'll get stuck doing whatever. There's a lot of stuff, obviously, to cover today, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get to all of it. I got to say, there's just so much good stuff. It's just so, they're trying so hard. They're doing everything they can. And
politicians.
Oh, shut up. I'm not getting to you yet. Look at this. Just look how hard they're trying. Look at, Greg. Trying so hard. And failing miserably. So, I don't know what. There's a lot to get to today. I want to start with, we'll end with that maybe, and I've got another piece I want to show you. But this came up in everybody's feed. There was a teeny little clip of the Jim Bakker show that was airing on, that was somebody put up on YouTube about this dude, this guy Steve Quayle, who came on Jim Bakker's show. And many of you, Jim and his wife Lori. Many of you remember Jim and Tammy Bakker from the Jim and Tammy Bakker days. And if you don't, I suppose I should have, knowing that it, let's see, Scandal. I'll do that. There we go. It would just go to this kind of thing real quick, just to kind of catch you up on the idea. Is that, and this is the guy we're talking about. This is the same guy. He looks a little different now. He's got a beard and all that kind of stuff. They were...
The PTL Television Network presents Jim and Tammy.
Praise the Lord!
In the name of Jesus.
If you got on the Bakker show, you were famous. They were the Kardashians.
They're not kidding. They really were. Just, I guess Tammy died a while back, but they were just stealing money straight up. And there were literally shirts that, she was known for crying and her makeup never streaked. And so there were these shirts that literally were just makeup prints that people were selling at one point that was like somebody had slammed Tammy Bakker's face into your chest. It's super weird. This is the guy, by the way, that they're making fun of in Fletch 2, in Fletch Lives, as trying to start an amusement park and being a complete thief, right? That's who they're talking about. Well, he doesn't look like that anymore. But check out what they're selling. Look at this. Extinction Protocols, Globalists to Initiate Tribulations, a streaming broadcast event. They're selling tickets to this thing. Look at this alien up here. Look at this. They got Terminator and Bitcoin and a gun and some bullets and We the People. I don't know if that's a Pro 2A thing. There's a gallows, a concentration camp tower, a nuclear bomb, obviously, a nurse, a volcano. There's gold, clearly, which is, I don't know, I guess which ones are going to be worthwhile or which ones aren't or whatever. Jim Bakker has been one of those people who's been known for a long time being against the cashless society because he's afraid he's going to end up paying for stuff digitally and there'll be a trail and he'll get in trouble like Matt Gaetz. Yeah, selling food buckets. Yeah, it's a guillotine right there. And then there's a little concentration camp tower there, or prison tower. It looks like a camp tower to me. But anyways, and it probably is. So I cut out the first 5 minutes because it's just a bunch of them self-congratulating themselves for literally. He starts off talking about how he's the first person that brought black and white people together in the South. I shit you not. That actual sentence occurs. Hold on. Now I got to show you okay, here's a Spanish dude talking.
Les gustaría tener un programa en español como el programa de Jim Bakker.
Sí.
Host Amando.
Con su lector, yo, Armando.
It's good for people to love one another.
Yeah.
I agree.
And to be together.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, especially in swingers clubs and stuff, or playing naked Chinese fire drills like Jimmy Swaggart did.
And my whole life I've tried to bring races together, and I bring.
That's I think if anything defines Jim Bakker, it's his commitment to racial integration. Wait for it.
People together. I bring denomination together.
Amen.
And I would bring, I was the first ones to put black and white people together in the South.
Wow.
Just in case you thought I was messing around. I mean, just right out of the gate, just swinging for the fences. And this is, by the way, this is not a show from 10 years ago where people are like, I can't believe people used to talk like that. This is fucking yesterday. Or today, this morning. Right? The first person that brought together black and white people. In their hatred of him? When he bilked black people and white people out of their money? Real believers? Maybe that's what it is. They bonded on the fact that they've both been ripped off with the same dickhead. Fucking hell. Really?
My goodness.
And
look at that. And this guy's like, wow. Oh, shoot.
We had the big choir, Doris Akers choirs that would come in, and
Back
she
in
would,
the 60s.
she would be half black, half white, and they'd go to each other's houses and have the best time in the world.
Oh, sure.
And I'm just broken
Oh, yeah, sure, Grandpa. Yeah, just keep talking. You were in charge.
hearted to see the race relation. There's people working up the races to hate each other.
Yeah.
God's word wants us to love one another. Amen.
Amen.
Well, we have an
Amen.
amazing show today.
Yes.
And I am glad that Steve Quayle was able to come back.
Me too. Because, where would you be without a guy like Steve Quayle?
So much is happening in the subject that he's talking about. This
By the way, the subject they bring him on for is like super volcanoes and the end times and stuff. And basically, he's supposed to. There's a big movement in the evangelical Christian world to bring on sort of semi-real pseudoscientists who talk about like the chance of a super volcano going, or what the number of earthquakes in a particular month and all that shit. And by doing that, they can go, see, I think it's really the end times. They're coming right around the corner. They're going to be here any second now. I swear to God. Right.
This Cascadia video.
This is the DVD they're selling. By the way, shittiest QVC table ever. Put it on the table and set it up. It's a DVD box. Fucking hell.
Video is going crazy.
Cascadia is the big one.
It is the big one, and it is coming. And if you
Earth, $35. What? Yellowstone is just a distraction. Cascadia is the big one. $35 for this DVD, but it includes shipping and handling. $35 for that. I mean, and with their fucking Fiverr cover.
if you didn't get one, you better get that.
Well, what we have available right now is the
Better get it before the super volcano blows up and destroys all life on Earth. Can I do anything to stop it? Why do I need one?
3 of the Cascadia documentaries for $100 donation.
$100
to
you
the
get
ministry.
3 copies of the same thing.
And that includes shipping and handling, where you'll receive 3 of the documentaries.
Shipping is of course what it requires to mail it, and handling of course is him rubbing it on himself.
It's
Well,
excellent.
before this show is over, would you make up a baker's dozen?
Yes, I'll work on it. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to work.
Because I want to give this out to a lot of people.
Yes.
They need to be warned.
Yeah.
They need to be afraid, because that's what Jesus wanted us to fear me.
I believe a lot of people will perish when this thing hits.
Wow.
Wow. You think?
Yeah.
And they need to be ready.
They do.
You mean all of them? You mean everybody?
Some people
You mean everybody? Yeah.
maybe need to move away from where they are for
Yeah.
when this thing starts going. They got to
Let me guess. You have money in real estate.
get out of the way.
Yes.
What do you think? I'm gonna ask Steve about that
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, ask him about it since it's his movie.
Steve Quayle's here with us. He's
Yeah.
Oh, good.
an author, documentary filmmaker,
Lunatic.
preacher.
Watch,
Liar, grifter.
I'm a
man.
preacher.
Oh,
Yes.
an
Watchman,
amazing
prophet.
photographer.
Great for
He's the great photographer. This DVD about the imminent end of all life on the planet is so well filmed.
photography.
Yes, we have
He's the
your
producer
book.
of the True Legends Conference coming up, by the way. And I hope our partners are all going to be able to attend
yeah.
in person.
Yeah.
Is it here in Branson?
No, sir. It's gonna be
Where's it
live.
gonna be?
It's gonna be live stream due to
Yeah.
COVID and all this restriction.
That's good. Yeah, because of the restrictions, not because of the disease.
But the way to do it is live streaming. Stay tuned because we're gonna
good.
give you
Jesus Christ. Like, look at this graphic. Again, what kind of...
the full information on how you can be a part of this great conference. I went to one several years ago. It changed my life.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go to this one and change it back.
Is where we are biblically, and he brings some of the top. I'm talking about the top of the top.
Yeah.
Tippy
Or
top.
the, what do you say in English? The cream of the, what do you say?
The creme de la creme. That's French. Please don't say creme de la creme and say, what do you say in English? Fucking hell.
There
Cream
you
of the
go.
crop.
You see, you know what the funny thing is? I translate for you, you translate for me.
That is funny. It's good. It's good stuff. Nice new flowers, by the way. And I'm glad they've got their survival water over here on the side. You can't see that. Hold on. There it is. They'll sell that later. This is basically end times QVC is what they do.
But it's the
I
best
can't believe
speakers.
Mondo and I have been together for 20 some
Yeah.
years now.
Does Nestor know?
And I had Uncle Henry,
Right.
who and
Who hasn't?
Aunt Susan, and of course Uncle Henry was my co-host. And he was like a country guy, you know, and he
Right.
was a disc jockey on the radio and stuff over the
So
years.
great.
But he was
story.
really,
Yeah.
really funny, and
He
but
was so
he was
funny.
like
But he was
impossible to be my translator because he,
because he spoke only English.
you know, and he had jokes that were so corny, you know,
boy.
and all. But so you're my new Uncle Henry.
Oh,
To
boy.
Theo.
Oh boy.
Theo Henry. All right?
That's uncle.
That means uncle. Oh,
But
man.
so
Thank God. Yeah, make sure he knows.
this is the Bakker family, and this is
Well, this is part of it.
what God has raised up for the last days, and
What God has raised up for the last days. Why would you have to? Why do you have to? How do you know? All right.
my son Rick.
Yeah, I agree, Christopher. The world is never going to end, by the way. Just get used to the idea. Humans are going to be in space. We're going to populate other planets thousands of years. Within 10 years, your lifespan's going to go up 50 years healthfully. It's like, get ready.
He someday is going to come back from the army
Yes.
and be with you guys, I guess.
Yes.
I'm hoping
And
Their
that.
you.
kids.
And
Yes.
well, I'm going to die. You know? Someday I have to die. No, everybody has to die sometime. Don't I?
believe
Listen, I don't know. I feel like I come back from the dead after the stroke. You know, so it's amazing. So I didn't mean to get
Okay.
into that.
No,
So
No, thanks. Edit that out. Thank you. How much longer did the death rattle go?
we're talking about.
Yeah, don't talk about death. That'll bum everyone else. Bum everyone out. Let's talk about the end times and the destruction of all other life. We're actually going to survive it.
The conference.
Yes.
with
so
Steve
Yeah,
excited.
Quayle.
show that graphic again. They spent good money on Fiverr making that
And
thing.
listen, you're going
And
to be
he
able...
has the best conferences in
They're the best, the snack bar.
the world. They tell
Yeah.
me, and I know you've been to them.
I've been to one, but
Yes, it changed his life, and now I made a joke about it.
I'm
changed it back.
I'm excited right now because
Well, it's a good thing there's like a
promo code that you can use, JBS5, that
Jesus Christ. It's like if Mike Pillow was an alien, like a UFO nut.
will give you $5 off.
Oh my gosh. V. Gabriel, be safe. Oh my gosh. Please, our thoughts go with you during your surgery. Be safe, stay healthy.
To be able to join the conference and be a part of this. This live stream event takes place June 11th and 12th, 2021.
Oh, believe me, I'll be there live.
You watching it on the screen,
Oh yeah.
and stay tuned because we
No, I'm gonna ghost behind it. I'm gonna green screen myself
got
in.
a B-roll, a video to show you what we're talking about.
But Steve Quayle is what I would call a solid gold guest.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say dancer.
So anytime
Absolutely.
you hear Steve's going to be speaking or on TV or what, you listen to what he has to say.
That's right.
Yeah, because he paid for this whole segment
Right.
God raised Steve Quayle up.
to give you guys money to promote his DVDs and his conference, and he's paying for today's show like Mike Pillow pays for OAN. Really? Yes, really.
To shake America
Yeah.
at its foundations, at its to wake up and get ready
He's doing a hell of a job.
for what God is bringing on.
Because literally nobody who watches my show or anything like it has ever heard of this fucker besides me.
Earth.
Amen.
He's the producer of the True Legends Conference, attended by thousands every year.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And his newest documentary,
Yes, that's Jim Bakker.
Cascadia, the big one,
Yeah,
is going crazy.
that's not. I don't know why I feel the need.
I like wood.
People are ordering it, and if you don't have it, you need to have it. I'm going to get a baker's dozen deal going
Yes,
soon.
we have a baker's
I got
dozen.
Nana working
Yes.
on it over here. At
We
the
have a
corner.
baker's dozen.
Wait a minute. It's three for 100 or 13 for 350.
13 of the documentaries, and
Oh my God! It's like getting 2 for free.
that's amazing. This is an actual documentary with the
and
scientists,
what?
all the work that has gone into this, the visuals. They take drones and go alongside Cascadia to show you
Well, not them. I mean the people they bought the footage from.
truly what they're describing and talking about. So you can receive 13 of them.
Oh my God! One for all the apostles and Jesus.
A baker's dozen for a donation of
Wait, would that make 13 a lucky number?
$350 to the ministry, and that includes the shipping and handling. So that's a great deal. Or you
$350 for 13 of the same DVD? Yeah.
can do the 3 for a $100 donation to the
That's much easier. I feel like I could do the 100.
ministry.
I'm just gonna get one, and the DVD player hasn't worked since 2004.
Okay. Did you tell the control room yet?
I just told them.
You told them on the air.
I told them on the air.
Well, that's brand new. We just put that deal together.
Yay, that's
and
excellent.
Yes.
I want you to be
I don't know how they do
a
it.
missionary and get these
Yes.
tapes out.
Their DVDs. No, say tapes. Please say tapes.
Get them out to
Yeah, but send people VHSs of this. And while they're trying to figure out how to watch it, they
your
world.
neighbors, to your children,
Yes.
to your grandchildren, to your friends, to your aunts, to your uncles, to people in your church, to your
Yes.
pastor, because they need
The people at the laundromat, anybody who doesn't speak English.
to know this Cascadia thing, Mondo. Do you think
Yes.
it's the big one? One of the big
So-
things coming?
Absolutely. When you see what's tied
Yeah.
into it, volcanoes and the earthquakes, this is perhaps the
Dogs and cats living together. Mass
most
hysteria.
underrated.
Since we introduced this, a big one hit in Japan.
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's since you mean there's been earthquakes in the last.
Sir, Japan. And of course, a tsunami hits Japan
God
after
told me there'd be
strong-
another one in Japan. Remember when the
Yes.
big one hit in Japan?
sorry,
Absolutely.
remember that?
And I prophesied that one. That it would be 9.
Yeah, and all the newscasters were saying it wasn't 9, it was 8.7, 8.6. But when you understand that if it's past 3 minutes, you are guaranteed
And you
that that's
guys
gonna be
backstage, I
9.9.
remember this, sitting in those right by the stage doors, and you guys said,
Oh God, I don't give a shit. Get to the fucking weirdo guest. Seriously, they're selling this shit for this dude. Here he is. That's him. So this is this dude, Steve Quayle. He's like if Dan Quayle's ability to spell was a person. The lion paintings, I don't know what the backstory is. I think he just paints lions.
swarms. How do you pronounce that? word? Swarms of earthquakes that were happening around
No, it's swarms. It's definitely swarms of earthquakes.
the works.
Well, first of all, as it relates, thank you guys for having me back. It's fun to see you smiling because, with the mask of the beast, and that's what I call the non-scientific use of the face mask,
Yeah, that's the mask of the beast. Because that's, because no society's ever, like, can you imagine when women wore veils in the, like, nuns and, oh, okay.
they want to kill that wonderful creative expression that God absolutely smiled when he created Adam.
So they want to stop, this is a mass plot by the globalist Jews to stop smiling, saith the Lord.
When Adam woke up out of the dusty earth, breathing the Spirit of God in, there was a smile on Adam's face. So
And then God made woman. Sorry.
I want people to understand that
I do. I understand. I understand you're a lunatic.
the spiritual ramification beyond the non-science, the science
Yeah, that's, obviously.
of wearing masks is just, I can say this.
Look, if spit wants to fly out of his mouth when he talks and land in your salad, nothing's going to stop it, saith the Lord.
Asked to see the science. But what's really
Thanks, Sasha. I just felt that's, I thought that's the joke he was going to make. Yeah, this dude is still fighting the mask
the
idea.
entire West Coast is in such perilous danger that in
It's going to fall, let me guess, it's going to break off and fall in the ocean. Somebody's been watching Superman.
answering your question, Jim, earthquake swarms have been taking place from the Vancouver area, Vancouver, Washington. It's moving
Not Vancouver, Idaho?
down the coast. I'm talking swarms. Some days
Well, yeah, that's why I said, that's why you use the word swarm. I figure you're just talking swarms, right?
there were 120 earthquakes moving down from the state of
Like that big.
Washington, moving down into Oregon,
By
moving
the way, if anybody who lives in, has lived in California like I have for as long as I have, you want little earthquakes all the time because that's what keeps the big one from happening. Because it's tectonic plates sliding down themselves like this till they settle, and that takes millions of years. And so they make little rumbles as they go, and you don't want them to fall off on one big fell swoop. You want them to kind of slowly grind to a stop, and you'll have teeny little ones over time.
Down into Mount Shasta. There's 11 of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world along the West Coast.
Yeah. It's almost as if only America has bothered to do long-form study of the volcanoes that exist on their land because of, all right.
So what's important, and I think why people have got
important is don't wear a mask in public because the volcanoes are going to kill you anyways.
Pay attention. 1 year from the time of the Ridgecrest earthquake, and it was in July 2019, they had, in essence, counting microtremors, they literally had hundreds of thousands of earthquakes. They had the destruction of the China Lake Naval Weapons Laboratory testing facilities. And that, by the way, I'm not talking about what's just on top of the surface, but one of our deepest underground military bases in the world.
Which, of course, was taken over by aliens a long time ago, and a bunch of Marines died trying to recover the base, and they've been living underground there, drinking human milkshakes since at least 1982. I'm not sure why I'm the only person who knows this in this circle of that we gather together in, but that's the place he's referring to. I'm not kidding.
Billions of dollars worth of damage. And after that, a series of events was triggered wherein NASA, National Aeronautics Space Administration.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The CIA, the DIA.
What is that? What do they stand for?
The Pentagon, the NRO, National Reconnaissance Office, were flying literally, I would say between them all, they were flying multiple dozens of flights with the most sophisticated infrared and every other thermal scanner, every type of...
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something they do normally.
Magnetic anomaly detector up and down the West Coast because something happened. In essence, the fuse was pulled on the entire West Coast.
So it's all going in. So basically buy your, I guess buy some Tahoe property because it's going to be oceanfront.
And when you see earthquakes moving up and down the West Coast, that means magma is moving.
Magma.
And what's happening now, and just been happening since you talking about Japan, for the first time in history, and we explain this really well.
By the way, this is all documentary about, we don't need to watch this asshole yammer about earthquakes and stuff. This is the stuff he normally sells. The weird part is that he yammers on, and I've only watched little snippets because I was trying to find the position of where he actually went into a lot of this stuff. I don't know why he gives a shit about volcanoes happening because that's obviously God's hand moving the earth and bringing about the end times when this asshole thinks what he thinks about the vaccines.
To destroy livestock industry, the food industry, the farming industry. By the way, we have Christian Westbrook, who's going to be one of the speakers. He's known as the Ice Age Farmer on YouTube.
Look at that.
YouTube and stuff. And there's nobody better that covers the famine and stuff, in my opinion, because that's his focus.
Yeah, nobody.
So everybody that's here, Catherine Austin Fitts.
Oh, these are all the people who are going to be at his stupid gathering. Again, this is all just sales. We'll get to this point. I want. Oh, here he goes. Steve Will, Catherine Austin Fitts, and graphics, and the end of forced vaccination. The child is crying, Gary heaving, or maybe it's heaven. Dr. Tenpenny, spaceman, alien finger in your booty disclosure. Christian Westbrook, masturbation and footage from a long time ago with Mike Adams and a space electromagnetic warfare volcano with the geological thing where the houses don't float because it's a volcanic winter with Lisa Hafen. This is going on for a really fucking long time. Unprecedented weather. Paul Begley, John David Hodges, Chinese invasion, using the robots and clouds and AI Terminator. What? Solar storms, it's really gonna suck just at Eric Von Greyer said Bitcoin's on fire because altered currency, gold is the way. It's a Christian persecution and a gun on the Bible with the end of freedom is coming today. Jews are coming to get ya. The extermination of holy shit. The extermination of 7.4 billion people is now underway. Extinction Protocols, a streaming broadcast event June 11th and 12th, 2021. If the world is still here, we're really not quite sure. On a day where the noise goes on forever, the Jews will go get you. Are you ready? Register now, Gen6.com. Seriously, like if Alex Jones saw this, he'd go, it's a bit much.
Wow.
Yeah, so where did you get that royalty-free music and the sound effects? It's fantastic.
That's the conference coming up. Tell us what we must do to be a part of it.
Buy a ticket, use the promo code JBS5, check out for $5 off if you register at gen6.com. Good way to sell it. I mean, obviously, this is the point in Stuttering John's podcast where he'd ask me if I gamble or if I manscape.
My viewers.
Oh, your viewers. Yeah, I see.
Well, first
who are like you, probably not going to live to see the end anyway.
of all, your viewers are going to be given a link, and they are going to get $5
All of his viewers? So you have access to his entire mailing list? Gee, it's almost like you bought your way onto the show.
off with the code JBS5. It's right there. So when you go to check out, you know.
Yeah, we know how it works. Yeah, we get it. Tell us about the vaccines, you dick.
The most important scene in that entire trailer, and this is.
It's not really scenes. It's not. Those aren't scenes. It's stock footage and graphics, and you bought a graphics package, and you. Fuck, dude.
This is what people have got to understand.
Is that it cost us a lot to buy that stock footage picture of the Statue of Liberty half underwater.
When I'm saying the film is portraying that 7.4 billion people.
Yeah, we read that. It's not a scene. That's not a scene in the trailer. That's just words you put on the screen.
Are scheduled to die. That's their plan. That's
Sure. Well, yeah, obviously.
not God's plan, but the book.
Well, how can they create a plan like that? How can any plan not be God's plan ultimately? I mean, who is your God? Maybe I should have asked in the beginning. I had assumed it was the Abrahamic God, but he could be just a temp.
But the book of Revelation talks about it. The book of Revelation
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all it talks about.
talks about 2/3 of the world's population being destroyed between the time of the beginning of the tribulation and the second coming.
Right, so we must be in the tribulation because you guys were able to buy stock footage of the Statue of Liberty drowning.
The church is caught up to be with Jesus in the air.
Sure.
I
Thanks,
know,
Garvin.
Jim, that there is so much argument
The alley is gone, but it shall live forever. Just saying.
over, stuff, but the basic point everybody's got to get back to is this. Where's Jesus?
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where's Jesus?
Jesus preached in your pulpit? No. Get out.
This dude is the David Brent of old farts who paint lion. Is Jesus taught in your pulpit? No. Get out. What Christian preacher anyway is? Oh, I guess he means Muslims and Jews. I see.
Is your church a woke church?
Uh-oh.
Get out. Flee.
Yeah, beat it. You letting brown people in here like they belong?
Flee. Because God's judgment begins at his own house.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, why? I mean, obviously, he wouldn't start out and go in and go, oh, God, I can't believe I was so judgmental about you guys. Look at Oh, this furniture's driving me crazy. Can we go to IKEA's? How late are they open today?
And the scripture is very clear. It says if
Sure, it's very, very clear.
God starts the judgment in his own house, what happens to those people outside the house?
Yeah, right. If you're outside the house, clearly you duck the initial judgment then. I guess he's only there to judge Christians. Phew!
And again, ladies and gentlemen, every time you sign up
Yeah, an angel gets its lizard wings.
for this conference, at gen6gensix.com,
Yeah, don't make sure they have the yeah. Please don't let them forget.
portion of that, and a good portion of that,
Well,
we're donating it back to the ministry of the bakers. Because here's the thing.
are you donating it back, or are you paying them a portion of it so that they will have you on the fucking show promoting your thing? This is QVC, folks.
I believe
Are you a Smurf? Fuck off.
that when someone
Or do you believe gray aliens actually gave us the technology for the microchip? Fuck off.
is being kicked and down and just ridiculed and scorned, nobody likes to quote the scripture. Jesus said, hey, they did it to me. They hated me. They're going to hate you.
That's how he said it. He was so laid back, Jesus.
But a lot of you have been blessed. A lot of people around the world are being blessed by this ministry. So with all the financial...
So basically, they get a finder's fee for the assholes that show up. They get 10%. It's a commission, dickhead. They get a commission.
Jim, I believe you guys were one of the first recipients of an orchestrated globalist attack on your financial ability. I believe
Yeah, that's what it was. Well, the Jews came for Jim Bakker.
that. The credit card companies are even using social credit scores to decide
No, they're using actual credit scores.
if someone uses a credit card to buy guns, ammunition, survival food. A lot of times, those things are being put into a data bank.
Now, are they?
So I'd encourage people right now to focus on what you would do if the lockdown were to become permanent.
Let me guess. Buy some survival food from the Jim Bakker catalog. Fill your basement with dried oats and their weird protein drinks, and then buy one of his lion paintings and get prepared to go to this virtual conference because no one's going to go in person.
And I know there are people say, "Oh, you're going to scare me. You're scaring me. You're scaring me."
Is that how people talk? Oh my God, you're going to scare me. You're scaring me. You're scaring me. Oh my God, I was just thinking that.
Perfect love casts out fear.
Yeah. So you're scaring the shit out of people with your... So if perfect love casts out fear, then if perfect love came back, I don't know, I'm not fool around, in the form of, say, a Messiah, perhaps, I don't know, what's a good one? This is what first one comes to my head, Jesus. Like, he would be perfect love, and he shows up or whatever, then effectively you who sells fucking lion paintings and end-of-the-world documentaries and scares the living fuck out of people that there's going to be super volcanoes, then he would cast you out, is that what I'm gathering?
And the problem is
You're the problem. You're the problem. Jim's the problem. The show's a problem.
that no one is manifesting, in my opinion,
Well, yeah.
accurately in the miraculous realm the supernatural capabilities of what God has done in the Old Testament, what God did in the New Testament, what God is doing people all
I have to say, I'm coming pretty close. I wouldn't say perfectly, but I've got about, as far as, biblical manifestations goes, I'm at, what, 72-28, something like that?
all over the world that need miracles, except in the United States of America. And
Yeah, it's a miracle-free zone.
I'm not talking that there aren't miracles.
Well, yeah, no.
I'm just saying on the level that gets the world's attention.
Yeah, good miracles. It's all micro miracles, like these shitty little earthquakes I have to follow.
Right
MAGA worldwide.
now, we have been denigrated Christians, mocked, ridiculed, scorned.
Well, not because you're Christian, though. Because you're an asshole. Because you're a grifter on a grifter show, bullshitting real Christians, trying to get old ladies to part with their savings to keep your ass afloat while you fearmonger for a living, when, in your opinion, if Jesus came back, the first thing he would do is get rid of people like you. Weird.
basically we're persona non grata. That means persons we just
That are not grata. Yeah, it's different than being potatoes au gratin. There's a thin line.
are irrelevant. But
I don't know if he likes lions.
there are people speaking out. There are people standing up. And I
Yeah, hi.
want to thank the intercessors. I want to thank each and every one of you that pray for Jim and Lori. I pray
Yeah, they wouldn't like my prayers, though, I think.
for Mondo, Marcella, all of the crew there. Pray for me. The intercessors are the
The intercessors.
ones that are holding this all together.
Dude is totally a closer.
Because the Word of God says, God, look for a man to stand the gap or a woman.
Yeah, a man or a woman or a child or a crowbar. Put a crowbar in the gap, maybe wiggle it.
And it's interesting, Jim, I made the statement, weren't for women of God, there wouldn't be any men of God.
Because women give birth to all the people on the earth.
Because some of the boldest people that are speaking up for truth are women. And some of them are dying.
I'm sorry, is there a big Joan of Arcing happening right now? By the way, the reason he's saying that is because the audience of the Jim Bakker Show is like 90% old ladies.
The women that have spoken out, scientists.
This is don't get excited about the idea that suddenly this dude is pro woman or something. It's because that's the audience. It's like getting excited that, you know, Target and other places are having plus size mannequins and plus size clothes all of a sudden. It's not because they finally realize they're, you know, that people deserve recognition, or they like, it's a marketing thing. Once obesity hit 60% in the United States, the market shifted, and so they started selling to that. That doesn't mean they care any more than this asshole cares about women.
Are dying. They're being murdered. And the United States is not the place you thought it was.
Who's murdering women for being Christians in the United States en masse, besides their Christian husbands?
And so this is why, again,
honest to God, I don't know what the hell.
extinction protocols. Protocol is a term for all the blueprint and plans that are to be initiated in a pre-planned manner and along a pre-planned timeline.
Yeah, according to the dictionary definition of what a protocol is.
And ladies and gentlemen, that
Ladies and gentlemen,
timeline is well into being initiated. The biological weapons development around the world was basically accelerated to the point that they finally realized nuclear war doesn't kill enough people.
is that what they realized? Wait a second. What? Doesn't kill enough people? Stupid. The reason nuclear war was never used, quite frankly, and why conventional warfare always happens within, you know, measured limits, even including World War II, is because one of the only reasons you attack a people is because you want their shit. And if you blow their shit up or make it radioactive for 10,000 years, you can't. It's not any good anymore. That's why biological weapons are used, and that's why biological weapons are outlawed, because the cost of bombing another group of people and trying to take their shit should require a sacrifice on your part. If you can just make the wind kill everyone, then that's why we have a Geneva Convention, but that's the UN, and they hate that.
But guess what? A biological pathogen. Now we're hearing about Ebola being monitored
Oh, we're hearing about
in
it?
Kentucky.
We're... fuck you looking at me for, dude? Why'd you look at me when you said Kentucky? Yeah, the protocols of the elders of Lion.
We're hearing about
That was just a freeze. Just anyways.
zombie disease. And if people doesn't know what a zombie disease is,
Yeah, obviously, flesh eaters. They used to walk very slowly because zombies were obviously an allegory for communism for a long time, and now they're an allegory for rampaging poor people with blood diseases like AIDS. That was once that entered the zeitgeist, and that was more people's fear that some crazy person who was dirty and nasty would run up and get blood in your mouth, and then you would you would get AIDS. So that fear made zombies shift from lumbering workers with no brains to, you know, that just want to eat the originality of everyone else, which is the why they eat brains, why they became running, spitting monsters.
Jesus, it's basically already
Tell us.
being talked about in the CDC. Some people say, "Oh, that's tongue in cheek." It isn't tongue in cheek.
No, nobody would even do that. You can actually get an infection.
We had 2 years ago. We had 5 manifestations of people trying to literally eat alive people in Florida, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's Florida though. I mean, honestly, the bath salts capital of the world. It wasn't a disease.
Was using, they were on some drug called Flocka or something.
The crocodile drug that makes your skin like crocodile
But
skin.
the thing that's important
Flocka.
is this.
And the weird thing is that they yell Flocka when they run towards you. It's the
We are now hearing of baby parts. This makes me so sick.
we're now hearing of baby parts.
Of baby parts that are going into food additives, that are going into vaccines.
Food additives? What's wrong with these cookies? They're not moist anymore. I stopped putting baby in it. Oh. Can we just get a bag of the old baby cookies just for the cookies? I'll have baby-free bread. I know it messes with your digestion. I know, but they're just so more scrumptious.
And then they try and deny it. I'm not going to, here's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bottom line right here.
I'm not a vampire. I'm not going to
I'm not a vampire. Citation needed.
let something go into my body free willingly that has
Free willingly.
the life, because the Bible said the life is in the blood of our little brothers and sisters in
So the life is in the blood. So you're not ever gonna get a blood transfusion. So people who give blood are basically Satanists, and anybody who takes it, anybody who gets a transplant, oh shit, Jim, he's calling you out.
in Jesus that will only meet no in heaven. Will only know and meet them in heaven. Where was the church?
Where was the church? In the middle of these laboratories where allegedly baby parts were being ground up and put into vaccines.
Where? So I say God bless everyone who's ever stood against it. When I first met you, Lori, that blew my mind of hearing
Don't bring it up. Jim's still here.
your testimony and the love you had for these young mothers that chose to keep their babies, not abort them.
So women who had abortions are not deserving of love. So in your mind, if they are sinful or they have sinned and they've done something later, so Jesus just basically written them off. Women are only good if they're brood mares for the state. Gotcha. Okay. Anyways.
So we've turned
Notice it's all male lions you're painting.
into a cannibal nation. And
We've turned into a cannibal nation. All right. So is it me or does he look like someone from the Donner Party?
a cannibal nation is this.
Mm-hmm.
We will consume everything and anything. And I won't use this
Obviously, he's been to lunch with Jim.
name, but one of the most famous up-and-coming movie stars, who is the great-grandson of one of the most famous billionaires in the world,
Oh, Army Hammer.
who owned one of the biggest oil companies in the world, is openly bragging about being cannibal.
No, he was fetishizing it, and he thought it was naughty talk. But because I live in Los Angeles and I'm an actor, I'm supposed to be tainted by one lunatic. I'm sorry. So because that guy exists, that makes me and everybody else in the United States a cannibal nation. Even though I think he lost his job because of it, if I'm not mistaken. But so wake up. I'm trying to tell you this. So since Jim Bakker ripped off a bunch of old ladies, are we a purse snatcher nation?
There are
Cannibal Nation is a great name for a band, or
websites, and I don't go to them. I'm told that
Well, no, I don't. I've never seen any of them. Whatever. I'm afraid to even click on the links.
I don't go to them.
No. People tell you.
It makes me too mad.
Yeah, that's why you don't go. It's because it makes me too mad that you get aroused.
That are talking about celebrity cannibal restaurants. And
Yeah, I know. They're everywhere. Honestly, it's getting to the point where I'll only go to one based on their Yelp review because A, they're packed, Second, you mean you can't even pick the baby anymore. You gotta take whatever cut you get. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm playing along, but this is what?
In California.
Oh well, of course it's in California. You wouldn't have a baby restaurant in Montana.
In California. There's a
Well, yeah, in California.
company that basically will make sausage out of the stem cells of celebrities. Did you guys see that story?
Mm-hmm. Stem cell sausage celebrity. Boy. TheBiteLabs.org. The guy who wants to sell lab-grown salami made of Kanye West. So there is a... This is good. Hold on. Fuck off, Vice. FYI, this story is over 5 years old. The guy who wants to sell lab-grown salami made of Kanye West is 100% serious. Each salami will have roughly 30% celebrity meat and 40% lab-grown animal meats. A representative of Bite Labs grows meat from celebrity tissue samples and uses it to make artisanal salami. Excuse me, waiter. This tastes funny. It's the Gary Busey. Oh, okay. All right. I'll finish it then. I don't know. This is weird. Eats. Calls it right at bitelabs.org. Right, let's see if they still exist. Are they still around? Not secure. Oh, it's not secure then. What we do. They have a site that literally says get involved. Vision, contact. It's honestly, you're still using the picture from 5 years ago. You've never experienced celebrities quite like this. Some of you have. Excuse me. But there's so many jokes. Cascade. Do you have the Tom Hanks? It's good. It's a little doughy these days. Do you have the lean Tom Hanks? 1986. Celebrity. It all starts with your favorite celebrities. This is like the abattoir version of Cameo. Culture. Well, that's how can you mix celebrities and culture? That doesn't work. Isolating muscle stem cells, we grow celebrity meat in our proprietary bioreactors. Meats. In the tradition of Italian cured meats, we dry, age, and spice our product into fine charcuterie. Help get celebrities on board. Tweet your favorite celebrities. Support us on Thunderclap. There's going to be a James Franco. There's going to be a Jennifer Lawrence. There's going to be a Kanye and an Ellen, which is tougher than I thought it would be. Process. Eco-friendly Health Plus. Oh, God. Yeah, well, that's clearly the emails that you're getting. Bite Labs is not affiliated with any of the... Oh. Well, that kind of screws the pooch, doesn't it? Bite Labs is not affiliated with any of the personalities listed on the site and does not claim responsibility for any actions or adverse situations created as a result of our content. Content. Uh-huh.
It's real. It's
real chewy. I'm sending it back, honestly. I tried to get some mailed to me overnight or whatever, but apparently it was hard to get Shia LaBeouf to stand still. I don't know what the fuck.
Real. And again,
this is so gross and stupid.
Again, when nations come under judgment, you can read about in the Old Testament.
Yeah. If America's joking about this, imagine what they're doing in the Philippines.
Stories of people that were fighting over whose baby to kill first to eat it because starvation was so great.
Is it really just vying to be king of the Donner Party, right?
They were selling pigeon droppings because the hunger drove people mad.
They were selling pigeon droppings. Well, you're never going to be able to jump high enough to catch the pigeon if all you eat is pigeon shit.
Our country was so blessed.
It was. And then what happened? Brown people and gay marriage.
In such a marvelous way. We were a beacon unto the rest of the world.
And then Donald Trump attempted to make us kind of like the strip mall version of Russia.
We were that country that people wanted 2 words, freedom and liberty.
And that's what they wanted, and they didn't get it. But maybe you could get it for $500 if you join the Hall of Prophets Groundbreaking member, and you get 1 blanket and 1 mug, and you send it in right now, and it's only $500. $500 for a blanket and a mug, and now you're a part of the Prophets Groundbreaking member. You break your member, and then they'll make sausage out of it.
And I want to share something. Look at
Well, yeah, but you've shared a lot.
where the pulpits quit preaching Jesus.
Yeah. You mean Jews and Muslims and anybody who's not Christian, or you mean the actual?
Crucified, obviously, resurrected,
Obviously.
seated on the right hand of God the Father, coming again. Look at where liberty went. When
Where'd it go? Yeah. When Jesus came back, where'd liberty go?
Jesus left the pulpit, and he didn't. Let's just say this:
Yeah, he didn't leave.
he won't stay where he isn't welcome. But
Yeah, he's not. It's like the opposite of a vampire.
a lot of pulpits in America.
Celebrities. It's what's for dinner. How did it end up that Kanye was the other white meat? What is happening?
I'd say this: people want to argue with facts, argue with all the different surveys.
That's right. Argue with the fact that Jesus was once in a church in Wisconsin and he was asked to leave.
90% of the pews in America, and that's being generous in my opinion, have become apostate in the things
All right, call him out.
towards the living God. Look at the fight even within the Southern Baptist Convention.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's the cannibal Baptists against the vegan Baptists who are all woke now.
Different Baptist groups, different Methodist
Did Jim and Lori just pass out?
groups, embracing this, embracing that.
Yeah, whatever. Just half of this, half of Judeo this, Christian that, just kind of mixing and mingling.
There's a talk about embracing Jesus.
Yeah, where does it?
This is why
You want to scare people with volcanoes and pretend you know when Jesus is coming back, even though Jesus specifically said no one will know?
we're either going to be obedient and faithful, or we're going to be basically seduced and overtaken.
Oh God, that's a hard choice, guys. Because they both sound so appealing. You know what I mean? Like, I have to say, I don't know why. Maybe it's the way he said it, but the second one actually sounds Bon Jovi anchovies. What a great idea!
Yeah.
Wow.
That is so.
Wow.
Wow, our show's
So
gone for
powerful.
today, and I want Steve to come back tomorrow.
Yes,
because we have just
absolutely.
gotten started in our conversation
Oh my
today.
goodness, Steve, this
Steve,
is
you had
just
said that the greatest migration in U.S. history will take place after the great quakes and ruptures in the underground water sources, because they will be searching for clean, drinkable water. And I don't have time to even go into that today.
But let me guess, you have the Seychelles Extreme Water Bottle bundle for 6 bottles for $165, and it includes shipping and handling?
But this is something that I've been so concerned about.
I was concerned about the Seychelles Extreme Water Bottle bundle with 6 bottles that includes shipping and handling for just $165. Tell me more.
And here you mentioned that today.
And I was like, wait, we have a product. The Seychelles Extreme Water Bottle bundle for 6 bottles includes shipping and handling for just $165.
And I want people to get our water bottles.
Everybody
girl.
needs to get
Yeah. See, what? I mean, it's like the Lord.
the Seychelles water filtration, the extreme.
He sells Seychelles by the seaman shore.
If you don't have these,
I do not have those.
when we have this, and these
I will not have that when we have this.
things are happening
That's really Jim Bakker.
now. I'm in the
Yes.
Revelation teaching.
Yes.
What have I been teaching?
that and the Lord spoke unto them, and he opened the seventh seal, and behind it was a series of water bottles and it was desalinization pellets.
Right.
Where we are right now.
That's right.
Is apparently 10 years, maybe 20 after that picture was taken.
And that's why I hope you'll get these two new lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them, both of them, part 1 and part 2, because you don't want to have. There's so many unanswered questions. You don't want to watch 2 and go, I got it. $40. It's cheap. I'm just saying, Steve. He's side selling you.
Yes.
But right now,
Yes, Jim is in Tammy Bakker. Tammy's dead. He's got a new wife, Lori.
we're in the earthquake and the volcano time.
Yes.
The dogs and cats living together.
And what's happening, Mondo?
Oh, it's shaking.
What is happening, Mondo?
It's rumbling. It's
Yeah.
It's
erupting
rumbling and shaking and shaking and quaking.
Like never before.
like never before.
Thousands.
Well, like always before.
Just in one area, we've seen over 40,000 earthquakes swarming one area within 10 days.
That's wild. It's almost as if that always happens, and we've only now, in the last 35 years, set up earthquake detectors in a lot of these areas to be able to detect them, and that we've fine-tuned them over time to tell the difference, so that we're getting an increasingly more cohesive view of underground quakes using the seismic tools that we have at our disposal. I'm kidding. There's a lot more. It's the world's about to end.
That's more than every year since
Amy, this has been going on for a long time.
2014 in Iceland. It's unbelievable what we're seeing right now.
It's now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, get ready.
now. And he said between now and the rapture. Well, my next lesson, Mondo,
Yeah, I hope the rapture doesn't happen between now and then.
Yeah.
it's going to be the rapture.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So, in case you're wondering, whenever Jim Bakker puts another DVD out, if you're on an airplane, if you're getting on an airplane, ask if the pilots are devout Christians who have accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and personal Savior, because they might disappear mid-flight, kind of like the Avengers blip.
Right.
They go up there and go, "What's something happens?" And they just close. Right.
It's right now where we are, and next week we're going to be into that teaching. We are in the last days,
Yes,
and I
we
can't
are.
wake up people. They're just
Yeah, it's almost like you've been saying it forever, and they think you're full of shit.
they've gone to sleep.
Yeah.
It's almost as if your credibility has completely gone to shit, and no one believes you about anything anymore. I can't imagine why that would be.
The church has gone to sleep, and if we don't wake up, surely you can look around you.
Well, you don't want to sleep through the rapture. Look, I'm late for work. No, you're not. What? Half the people are gone. Oh, shit.
And see,
I slept through the rapture.
America's going to hell in a handbasket. America is really turned against God.
Really? Are they turned against God? Or have they turned against his people who are lying and not true representatives of faith? Maybe they're turning against hypocrites in a way that the grift has gotten more complicated, is what I think.
And God is sending judgment.
That's right.
And it's important. So he talks about the drinkable water. People be just roaming
Yeah.
in a few months,
Yeah, no, I saw the beginning of Waterworld.
perhaps.
You're going to be peeing into a little half of an old plastic bottle and pouring it into a thing, and then cranking the thing and drinking out of a mug, and then diving after a giant fish and shooting it dead from the inside. I know. I've read the Revelations.
Depends on when this all happens.
Yes.
And it's starting.
Yeah, it does. It kind of does. It kind of does depend on when it all happens. You know what I mean? By the way, if you're a person of faith and you actually believe in anything, or you pray or anything like that, don't forget to give a thumbs up and a like to the show while we're at it. Because understand, I'm not mocking faith. I'm mocking these assholes.
Starting to happen. So they can get these still. This
Right.
this
It's like if I'm call out a guy playing 3-card Monty, I'm not making fun. I'm not ridiculing magic tricks.
is the greatest idea we've ever seen.
But you can receive 6 of these
my
Seychelles
God.
Extreme water filtration bottles that you can
So good. Have them in your house.
take with you everywhere you go. Always
Always.
have it on hand. Always use it.
Always be there.
You
Always.
can see
Yeah.
6 of these.
And you just gotta when you get them, you have the filter. You'll have to replace that every 13 days
For a gift
And we have a subscription
to
service.
the ministry of $165, which includes shipping and handling. I can remember when one was $150.
I remember. And then we got this great contract with this this factory in China.
Right.
This is incredible.
It is. It's wonderful.
Go right to our website, and you can get food for 30 years.
Oh my God! It's a bucket of pancakes. Get a bucket of pancakes and some macaroni. There's a bowl. Obviously, bowl's not included.
Shelf
Look at the butter slab.
life
on it.
food,
Shelf life food.
as well. What-
Jesus Christ. You just picture somebody sitting on the fucking floor just spooning whatever powder is in this fucking thing. You know, that you can turn the powder into any kind of pasta or whatever. It's basically egg whites in an emulsifier.
What's the number,
corn
Lori?
flour.
You call us at 1-888-988-1588 or
That looks like a burger my grandmother would make with a giant pickle on
you
the
can
side.
go to the website,
Oh
jimbakkershow.com.
my God. This surely is the pancakes of Christ.
You can write us at P.O. Box 7330, Branson,
Yeah, but what if I don't wanna?
Missouri 65615.
If you
60 meal prepared pantry bucket. Grits! Oh, sign me up,
want us
son.
to stay on the air,
Who puts strawberries on grits? What kind of evil satanic bullshit is this?
shop today. Do it today. Get it today. And if you want to get my 2 new Revelation teachings,
That's
I really don't.
that will
Right.
bring us right up to the Rapture chapter.
Yes, they can
You
receive.
Well, yeah. And then I got all this food sitting there and it's just gonna rot. I'm confused. So I buy all these supplies and these water filtration things. And then I'm taken up in the rapture, obviously, to avoid the hardest. Hey! Zoltan. I'm still confused on this. So I'm taken up and I leave behind all this free food and these water filtration things for all the sinners, and they get to stay on earth in the flesh having sex and drinking clean water and eating my pancakes. What the fuck is going on?
You can
Receive
get
volume
those.
1 and volume 2 for
No, can I get volume 2? Thank you. I'll assume.
$40 donation to the ministry, and that includes the shipping and handling.
All right, I have to go. I hate it. Don't forget your Cascadia,
Yes.
the big one.
forget
Yes.
Don't forget that.
this. You don't want to miss this.
Fuck, this is just QVC all the time. Christ. Get your food to survive probably tastes like shit, yes. It's called passing it on. It is good. It's the Christian thing to do. Buy a bunch of buckets of survival food and water purification and leave them behind for the sinners who are not taken up. Tammy Faye is dead. Clips, please? Oh, yeah. Yes. I love when they beg. I know. It's fucking crazy.
It's
This
this
video-
documentary.
It's so good. I kind of want to watch it. I'm not going to, though, because I know what's in it.
Is going to save your friends.
Well, like it says,
How's it going to save your friends? They can't afford to move. The fuck are you talking about? It'll just fill them with dread for the next 50 years until they pass away or it
at
happens.
the very top, Yellowstone is
Yeah.
just a distraction.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Cascade
wanna ask
is
you.
the big one.
I know I'm over time,
Yeah.
but what
The hell is on this?
happens when all of this starts happening? It's already happening. It's already starting. It's already doing it.
begun.
But what happens
Did I miss it? Like I slept through the rapture? Shit.
when it goes full blown?
Yeah, it's a baker's dozen for the DVDs. You can get 13 DVDs for $350.
And you didn't do it. You didn't get the tape.
Yeah, I'm sitting there covered in ash. My feet are in molten lava. I don't have any survival food. I'm drinking my own piss, and I never even got to watch this DVD.
You didn't
right.
bother to tell your friends.
There will be, yeah, in the end times during our Mad Max future, we'll all be roaming the land like Book of Eli, looking for a working DVD player so we can watch this and go, shit, I missed it.
Didn't bother to tell your children. you're going to feel bad.
Yeah.
I am gonna feel bad. I am if I didn't scare the shit out of them with this DVD you're selling and this box. Don't forget the box of seeds.
You're going to feel
Seed box. Sell the seed box.
more than bad. You're going to be in terror,
Yeah.
in
What was that love casts out fear bullshit earlier?
panic.
That's a good
So you can
Fear and panic and stuff. You won't be able to get it into the DVD player.
get this video for a $35 gift, or you can get them 3 for...
Yes, we have 3 for a $100 donation to the ministry, or we've put together the Baker's Dozen, 13 of the powerful documentary.
Fucking hell. Like, and this is just an ad from this point on. This is like, all right, I'm done with these assholes. Greg, you're up. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Kelly has decided to try and be hip. So he's calling this episode of his show How It Started, How It's Going with Greg Kelly, because, you know, he's like, I mean, he's on it, bruh. It was all a lie.
We're used to them lying, but
Yeah, we are. We are. I mean, the Democrats always lie. You know what I mean? Like, they said Trump was never gonna show his taxes. Lie. They said Trump was never gonna come up with a health care plan that protects pre-existing conditions. Lie. He pointed at Obamacare and went, there it is. See? Liars.
they're usually a little bit slick about it, all right?
Yeah, that's what I always think of Democrats as slick.
They kind of put a little spin on it and a
Yeah, they try to put a smiley face.
smile, and sometimes you
Don't forget to go to newsmax.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, really. 1X, because I'm classy. Newsmax.com.
wonder, are they really telling the truth? Did they just
I don't know. Tell us, Greg.
lie? Nah. With Joe Biden, it is so obvious. These
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
lies, bold-faced lies.
There's crazy. These lies are just off the... It's like he said he was going to get this... He presents this $1.9 trillion package. He said it was actually going to help the economy. I mean, all these, you know, Moody's and all these Wall Street firms actually said it did and said it was necessary, almost to the penny, you know, but it's...
It started on Inauguration Day.
Yeah, there was an inauguration day? Trump isn't still president? Greg, how dare you?
You know, I knew he was lying to us during the campaign, but Inauguration Day is a big deal.
Isn't it? It is. It's such a big deal. I mean, you care.
Nope. He lied then, and he broke almost every single promise he made.
Almost. He in what, less than 70 days?
My whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. And I ask every American to join me in this cause.
Yeah, and nothing is worse than a lie in the form of a question or a request. By the way, let's see. Biden poll numbers. How popular is Joe Biden? How unpopular is he as well? He's got a 53.6 approval rating right now, and only 39.6 people don't like him, and they're all big Trumpers. Let's see, Morning Consult. What a surprise, Rasmussen. Bink. The only one where he's below 50 is Rasmussen. That's you can't spot that at all. There's Donald Trump. There's the 50 line. Here's Barack Obama. Hey, oh no. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. There's George Bush. War! And I guess I don't really like him, but you can't do it because of terrorists, and fuck this guy. Bill Clinton. I like him. He's kind of, I don't know. I'd fuck him. I don't know. I mean, the guy's, all right. I understand he ain't fair, but he got his, okay. And then surplus. And George H.W. Bush. Well, he's kind of Reagan-y. And then, no, we ruined the economy again. Ronald Reagan. Hey, he's all right. He got the hostages back, and all he had to do was wait, give drugs and cocaine and crack and shit. All right, I guess he's okay. And Gerald Ford fell down a flight of stairs. And Jimmy Carter, he seems like a nice enough guy, but we want money, 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 and yuppie, yuppie, yuppie. And actually, and Iran-Contra, the Iranians. Nixon, always above 50. Lyndon B. Johnson, I don't know. I don't think black people deserve the rights and protections. Well, maybe they do and stuff. I think black people should be able to. Oh no. John F. Kennedy ends abruptly, but always above 50. Dwight Eisenhower, doing all right. Harry S. Truman, bombing everything, the war and stuff. So how popular is it? Doing pretty good so far. All polls combined, registered voters, a little tighter. Poll of all adults, there you go, widens out. So, it's pretty consistent, It's within the margin of error all the time, in that 50%. Okay, so, anyways, but I'm sorry. Biden was going to divide the nation, right? And he asked people to join him in this.
You heard that. Whole soul is in it. His whole soul is in
Yes.
uniting us. Well,
Right, uniting the people, not the politicians. Right?
heard by now.
Greg, I'm sorry. Do you think the politicians are truly representative of America? Do you think Washington, D.C. speaks for the heartland, Greg?
About the Georgia law, controversial. I think
Well, not to you.
there can be disagreement about this, but
Can there? Why are you trying to divide us, Greg?
this is what Joe was saying now.
The Republican voters I know find this despicable.
Oh my God. He's actually saying that Republican voters are for voter integrity? How's he ever going to unite the country like that?
Republican voters.
Right? Is that Greg? Booby, dipshit. I thought you were going to play another clip from that. There are other things you can cut out of context to make your argument. That ain't it. That's exactly him going, I speak to Republican voters. I know them. They may not have voted for me, but they're not for this. That is exactly how you unite a country. What the shit are you talking about? Greg, dude, I know you've been phoning it in since your ratings dropped down back to internet levels, but you got to try harder.
Hey, what about, didn't he say he was going to improve the atmosphere or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
We can see each other not as adversaries, but as neighbors. We can treat each other with dignity and respect.
Right?
We can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature.
Sounds good, right? Back to this Georgia law thing.
Did they play the wrong clip, Greg? Is that what you're scrambling about? You can't get good help these days.
Which isn't bad. This is reasonable stuff. And if you disagree, you disagree. But what does Joe Biden say about those who disagree?
It's sick. It's sick.
No, he doesn't say about those who disagree. He's saying the bill itself.
Deciding in some states that you cannot bring water to people standing in line, waiting to vote.
Now, that's not true. I'll get to that in a moment, but...
It was taken out?
Wow.
Because of the pushback?
It's sick.
Is it not sick to not allow people to bring water to people who are waiting in long lines while voting?
Is this dialing down the temperature?
It's not, because Republicans get very upset when you attack dehydration.
How about making stuff up?
And we must reject the culture in which facts themselves are manipulated and even manufactured.
Facts
Right.
themselves are manipulated or manufactured. Joe speaks from experience.
What law school did you attend, and where did...
We're going back to when he ran a long time ago. This is why he dropped out, and he learned from stuff. Greg, I love you, kiddo, but do you want me to go back through shit you said a month ago that's equal to this and that you've had no shift from? nor will you.
Where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly, I think we all
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Nothing he just said there was true. This is back in '87 when we first.
Mm-hmm. I remember those stats, at least the conversation about them being much more solid than not. But
got to know Joe Biden when he first ran for president.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And do we want to go back to the Donald Trump of, I don't know, the Access Hollywood tape?
Talk about making stuff up. Let's give Joe one more chance from the inauguration.
Before God.
By the way, one would think if you had any balls, Greg, and I know you don't, you would say he said this at the inauguration, and since then he has, right? He's played fast and loose with the facts, picking a piece of, either from the press conference or from any of the speeches he's made or from any of the gatherings he's had or the press gaggles when he walks up outside the helicopter and you take you can't find a snippet in that shit. Think about that. Think about the fact that Greg Kelly takes a snippet from the inauguration about manufactured facts, fake news effectively, the moment that he brought up, and he has to go back to 1987 to find that, which would make a very strong argument for a mature Joe Biden who is telling the truth currently.
God and all of you, I give you my word. I will always level with you.
Always level with us. So.
Okay, so it's been 70 days. Are we going to do a clip from the 90s?
Oh, again, I'll give you one more try. This Georgia law, these new guidelines on voting. How does Joe describe it?
The new Georgia election law?
It's an atrocity. The idea, if you want any indication that it has nothing to do with fairness, nothing to do with decency, they passed a law saying you can't provide water for people standing in line while they're waiting to vote. You don't need anything else to know that this is nothing but punitive, designed to keep people from voting.
And if that's not
right, and
true, Joe, I guess we don't need anything else to show that you are a downright liar and/or incompetent. So let's go to Section 33, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
And take a look at the section. This makes it quite clear. Yes, it's legal speak, but
the code section shall not be construed to prohibit a poll officer from distributing materials as required by law or from making available self-service water from an unattended receptacle to an elector waiting in line to vote. Yeah. We'll put a bucket by the door you can lick out of once you get here.
But this code shall not be construed to prohibit a poll officer from distributing materials as required by law.
Distributing materials? Like they have to pass out, like, this is what you're going to need before you go into the voting booth on how the voting thing works. That's a pamphlet.
Or from making available self-service water.
Making available self-service water.
From an unattended receptacle.
From an unattended receptacle.
To an elector waiting in line. I.e., there's water available to...
Yeah, and if you're in a wheelchair or a walker and the line is 2 hours long and the bucket of water is all the way up at the front of the line, if you can't walk up and get it, do you really deserve water, Grandma? I swear to God, this is his gotcha? This is it. You fucking went through and pulled that section and then you highlighted that as a way of making your fucking argument? making available self-service water from an unattended. And by the way, this code shall not be construed to prohibit a poll officer from distributing materials as required by law, or from making available self-service. And that, by the way, this is not a guarantee of it. It doesn't have to be there. But if they want to do it, they can. They can make it available by putting it up near the front of the line, and you can get it yourself from an unattended receptacle to an elector waiting in line to vote. So no one watches it, no one refills it. Once it's gone, it's gone. If an organization comes down and goes, they've run out of water, they had a bucket of it because the poll watcher brought some from home. The law says they can't do that, but we want to pass out water because these people are fucking standing in line for 6 hours. It's exactly what the law says. What the... Honest to God, I'm only outraged, not because I expect any more from, but try harder. Seriously. I know you get your graphics from Fiverr. Are you getting your writing from there as well? No offense, Fiverr.
To the voters who are waiting in line. You just can't get bottles of water from some campaign. It's
not a campaign. NGOs, groups, you cannot wear any or discuss with people in line the politician you're voting for, and NGOs can pass shit out all the time. If the Red Cross wants to do it because the lines are long, or a company like Coca-Cola wants to pass out water, here, thanks for voting, we don't care who you vote for. Campaigns already can't do that shit. This bill makes it so that no one can.
It's a prohibition against electioneering, and they've been around.
No, it isn't. There's already a prohibition against that.
For a long time, and it's totally, totally fair. But
it's totally fair. If an old lady passes out in the heat in Georgia, waiting in line to vote, she should have just stayed at the home and had her ballot harvested by a right-winger.
But Joe Biden, the great unifier, is now tearing us apart.
Yeah, I could tell. I can tell you're totally upset by him, Greg.
With this silly, stupid decision by Major League Baseball to move the All-Star game.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's dividing because they responded, Major League Baseball, a private organization, moved the All-Star game to Colorado, where Lauren Boebert is from.
Mr. President, what do you think about the possibility that baseball decides to move their All-Star game out of Atlanta because of this political issue?
I think today's professional athletes are acting incredibly responsibly.
Yeah, this is his response to all the Colin Kaepernick bullshit we've seen over the last 4 years specifically. This is Joe Biden making an attempt to turn the page on that horse shit. And that if athletes want to be activists, that is up to them, and it's a positive step if they're trying to engage the community, especially, and I know this clip. So he says, especially because they, on a racial level, represent a lot of the people who are being denied the right to vote by this kind of shit.
I would strongly support them doing that.
Yeah, they moved to Colorado, not a right-wing state, but a blue state as far as the governor goes, with 100% mail-in voting.
All of his soul, he promised to unite us, to work.
And here he is, destroying baseball.
To unite us. The All-Star game, scheduled.
All-Stars, just like on the Stars and Stripes.
For July in Atlanta, right? The All-Star game. There it is, American flag. It's just a great thing. You're going to...
Yeah, it's going to be in Colorado. He's not moving to Cuba, dipshit.
Drag baseball into this.
He didn't drag baseball into it. They decided, he was asked about their decision. Drag baseball into this? The fuck are you talking about?
Yes, he is.
Let's begin to listen to one another again. Hear one another. See one another. Show respect to one another. Politics doesn't have to be a raging fire, destroying everything in its path. Every disagreement doesn't have to be a cause for total war.
Moving.
Right. So you disagree, Greg Kelly. Major League Baseball moving of their own free will as a private organization, moving the All-Star game to Colorado is all-out war.
Moving the All-Star game, I don't think has ever been done for political reasons before.
Well, you'd have to ask them. My guess is that it's always been political reasons.
And that's what they're doing. This is insane.
Honest to God, Greg, look, I do my show on purpose, where I roll in and I put up a video or I use a clip that I've found or that Can't Stop Lying has found that I intentionally don't watch ahead of time, because I find it funnier when I discover the moments that we discover that are hilarious together, and it doesn't feel like a setup, right? That's when we have our laughing fits or we see something like happen live. It's fun. It's way more fun, and I do the whole in context bit. That's how I do my show, and so I intentionally roll in unprepared, technically, for every day. I mean, all knowledge aside, but you supposedly have a legit news show, and your show looks like the same thing. Like, you're not looking at this is straight up old Bill O'Reilly shit. You haven't looked at the teleprompter before you've sat down, and you are ham-handedly flailing your way through cuts. They basically talked to you over coffee before you walked out and did this stupid show. And this is the #1 show on Newsmax, isn't it?
There's a little bit more to it, though, than Major League Baseball trying to appear woke. Now,
they're not trying to appear woke. They are, as an organization, offended by the attempt by the Georgia legislature to deny largely black people the right to vote. And the members of their organization, even though the owners tend to be white, the members of the players themselves are largely black, many of them with family in Georgia. And they don't want to be exploited for the purpose of entertainment in a state that would not welcome their voice. So instead of moving, they didn't move the goddamn game to China. They didn't move it to Mexico. They moved it to Colorado, where it's harder to play, where there's less oxygen.
They are, but there's more to it than that. Here's a Major League Baseball commissioner. His name is Manfred.
I'm here to announce that Major League Baseball has awarded the 2021 All-Star Game to the Atlanta Braves in the city of Atlanta.
Okay, May 29th, 2019. Before Georgia did this.
That was 2 years ago. That's how.
Yeah. So they promised it 2 years ago. So basically, Greg, you marry a woman, you can beat her and cheat on her and do all you want to her because she agreed a couple of years ago to love and honor you, in good times and bad, and sickness and in health, even if the sickness means your attitude towards women, right? Is that how it works? So she can never leave? She can't go back on it based on your behavior, Greg?
That's how far in advance they plan these things. The commissioner of baseball, everybody's happy, but it's been undone.
Are they?
Done in a matter of days.
Everybody's happy, but it's been undone in a matter of days.
And this commissioner should know better. He went to Harvard Law School, so he can read the law like I did and see that it's not what the woke left is talking about.
What law? Dude, I just read what you put up as your defense, and it fell apart.
But here's the deal.
Why are you borrowing Biden's phrases if you don't like him?
He doesn't just want to appear woke. He's got business. Major League Baseball has a lot of business before Congress. They spent more than $1 million lobbying in Congress last year on a whole host of issues, from economic development to taxes. It's far more complicated than just baseball. Kind of weird.
Sorry, they decided last minute to I'm not quite sure what argument you're making, that they moved it because they're trying to placate the narrow majority in the House as if they're going to get screwed on economics and economic development, aviation, airlines and airports, consumer product safety and taxes. All that shit's in the infrastructure bill. You're telling me Major League Baseball is afraid to part with $1.2 million in expenditures?
Weird though, right? Major League Baseball, you know.
Wow.
They're cozy with Cuba, where they haven't.
They let Cubans play?
Had an election, I think, in the history of Cuba. And there's Barack Obama doing the wave at a baseball game in Cuba with Raul Castro.
They were trying to unite the country. You do realize Trump has buildings in dictatorships. Buildings. He actually has properties.
Known to torture political opponents in his career, right? And again, no election since he got there. How about that? Why is baseball doing it?
Well, why did they only were able to normalize relations for about 2 years or so before Trump came in and turned it backwards?
Not just to appear woke, but also because of those issues. And Congress.
Yeah, because of their financial tie, Major League Baseball's financial ties to communist Cuba. Listen to the fucking argument here. That American baseball, this asshole is going to attack apple pie next.
Congress can make the life of a Major League Baseball commissioner and baseball players tough if they want to. It's a while ago, but who remembers the steroid hearings, Mark McGuire, other...
They didn't make it tough. The baseball players fucked up.
Prominent players dragged onto Capitol Hill.
They weren't dragged onto Capitol Hill. They were juicing.
That was touchy for baseball, wasn't it? All right. And on Capitol Hill on Friday.
This is the jump? Greg, you don't do any fucking prep, do you?
Afternoon, we had that horrible...
Oh, yeah, I am. There is a lag. Is it an audio lag? I think my computer's starting to heat up. Hold on. This is... I'm gonna... Seriously, I could iron a shirt with this thing right now. Hopefully it's a little better. There's a little bit of a delay, I gotta say.
Attack. Capitol Hill police officer was killed. Another wounded when a man...
Why is the media ignoring this? Ignoring what? The fact that he liked Louis Farrakhan? Is that it? This should be days and days and days and days?
And by the name of Noah Green drove his car into them. What were his motivations? Well, we know that he was infatuated with Louis Farrakhan, the world-famous anti-Semite, also supports the destruction of America, and also chummy with Barack Obama over the years.
You mean he comes to Chicago and meets with large groups of people and they get pictures together? Are they chummy? Are they chummy? They're chummy.
Once they found out this angle, that Noah Green looked the way he did and had the sympathies that he did, they dropped the issue real quick. But all after...
What's the issue? What's the issue? He had those feelings. He was not linked to a greater group. He's not indicative. He was a lone wolf, mentally ill. He's nuts. And he believes in that kind of bullshit. How much longer are we supposed to talk about this shit? He's dead.
Afternoon long, they were trying to tie this some way to those crazy Trump supporters.
That the risk going forward was going to be copycats of varying kinds, that one of the after effects of January 6th was that...
Yeah, is that it made it a target for lunatics?
This was the kind of event that would put ideas in the heads of a lot of people.
And it did?
Trump supporters, you see that? Trump supporters and those who went too far on January 6th.
Yeah, they just went too far, guys. You know, gouging out the eyes of a cop.
Responsible for this potential Islamic terrorist.
Potential Islamic terrorist. Or just a loser who likes Louis Farrakhan who thinks the world should burn.
They're responsible, huh? Imagine that. You know...
wow. Greg, thanks for bringing it up, man. Why didn't you start with this on your show?
The mainstream media, when they...
Why don't you go on about this?
Finally get embarrassed or when they realize something doesn't fit their narrative and they drop it, I think that's dangerous. It's dangerous in big ways and in small ways. Take...
Okay, hold on. He's going to say something I was about
Joe Biden. Remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe you don't, he took a
Really? We're supposed to do hours and hours on him tripping?
Terrible fall 3 times going up those steps. This is a big deal. I mean, this...
And he brushed... You mean the part where he brushed off his shin and walked the rest of the stairs because his foot slipped? And?
Find the presidency of Gerald Ford when he fell. They all ignored it. It was no big deal. Just look the other way.
By the way, what about Gerald Ford falling down affected his qualities as a president? And it was way worse.
And when Joe got to Atlanta, he was so
look at this fuck playing it on a loop.
Committed to making this story seem like it never happened. He ran down the steps. What happens when you ignore something? You're bound to repeat it. If Joe Biden fell when he was coming down those steps instead of going
if he did
up those steps, he might have died. I'm serious. He needs to slow down. And also,
that's the problem. Sleepy Joe is going too fast for Greg Kelly.
There's an alternative way to get onto the jet, Air Force One. There's a little hatch. You don't have to go up 80 stairs. You have to go up like 8.
Yeah, that's what Trump asked for. He went up in the ass. He wanted to go use that. And everybody told him it would look embarrassing.
Probably a safer deal. Think about
because he got winded.
Got it, Joe. All right, time for some Trump truth.
Trump truth. I thought, excuse me, since the election in woke America, we can't use those words together, can we? I thought we canceled that idea.
You are fake news.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he feels that way about me. By the way, Mr. Former President, if anybody ever shows you any of this stuff, and I doubt they will, you suck. And you were wrong.
And Trump was right when he raised serious questions nobody in the media would about Hunter Biden.
Nobody in the media would?
Whatever happened to Hunter? Where the hell is he?
Making money overseas, doing weird stuff all over the country. Well, now he has a book. It's called...
So he's in hiding. It wasn't in hiding. He was writing a book. Okay.
Beautiful Things. It's a memoir. And I haven't read it yet. He has had a bit of a colorful life, including, well, dating, having an affair with his dead brother's widow. I mean, that's tough
and
stuff, right?
I don't know. I mean, you like Trump because he had sex with a porn star 5 months after Barron was born.
Talked about it today on the CBS Morning Show.
So he's in hiding, I see.
One of the deepest wounds to his family, the affair he had with his brother's widow, Hallie, just after Beau's death.
A lot of people look at that and think, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Both of us had gone through the most incredibly painful loss. And it was out of love, and I thought that maybe that love would bring my brother back.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work.
In the middle of that, did you think about how your own kids would look at this?
Yeah, and it was hard.
Yeah, I honest to God. Seriously. He's talking about that. Can you imagine, imagine if you will, Greg Kelly, imagine your brother dies of brain cancer, and in the sad aftermath of that, your sister-in-law and you are hanging out, and you fall for each other after going through the whole process of watching him waste away, watching him die, and you have an affair. And you feel it was wrong, and you go back and forth about it on an emotional level. And then imagine being asked about it on CBS this morning, and then answering honestly. Just think about that road as a person, as a human being. Never mind the fact that a good portion of Newsmax's viewers would sleep with their own sister if it meant they could, borrow one of her teeth for the dance.
Going out with his dead brother's wife was going to somehow bring his brother.
He didn't go out with her. He had an affair with her. They weren't man about towning each other.
Back. All right. But you can pick up here that it was a painful moment when the family found out, when the kids found out. It would be painful for any family. Again, dating.
But yeah, I know. You'd almost like, I mean, it's already in the book because he's, it's a memoir and he's talking about the tough stuff in his life. You'd almost, like, if you were a decent human being, not even bring it up unless it was germane to something else you were talking about.
The dead brother's wife, widow. Horrible stuff, right? We know that. You know that. I
No, not horrible stuff. 2 people involved, both of them adults.
know that.
He didn't seduce her or attack her.
Here's what Joe Biden said publicly when it became a story. We are all lucky that Hunter and Haley found each other as they were putting their lives together again after such sadness. They have mine and Jill's full and complete support, and we are happy for them.
Sounds horrifying. Being accepting of what are you talking about? This is amazing.
He was lying then.
Why was he lying? What do you mean he was lying? What makes that a lie? I mean, at worst, it's a naive interpretation of a circumstance that happened. Gave it more length than it had.
He was lying then, and he's lying now.
Based on what, asshole?
And it's really sad.
Not as sad as this show.
You just watched Newsmax.
Yeah, I know, and we've all lost a lot of time. Just thinking about it makes us want to vomit. But by the way, don't forget to go to newsmax.com, and I will see. I'm having a little delay on the computer, so it's getting a little aggravating. I apologize. How's not out of sync on Facebook? Okay, good. It's the computer. It's overheating. There's a delay. I can see it. It gets a little normal after a bit. Part of it might be the video playback from this stuff. It might be the some of the video clips that are open. It might be the fact that Twitter is open, which happens, and will often eat it. Yeah, that happens. Twitter eats a shit ton of computing space on your computer when it's open as a page on a browser, just letting you know. I deal with that all the time. Well, anyways, today's show is brought to you by Bite Labs. Bite me. I mean that literally. Get some sausage made with my DNA. Not mine, James Franco's. And not James Franco's. This is not a spoof site at all. This is absolutely real. No one could create a website this in-depth with this many pages and not have it be real and meaningful and true. And it have menu where you click through it and it actually has stuff. No one could afford a prank this expensive. That never happened. Don't forget to use the promo code HalsMeat. Whatever the fuck. But I'm gonna sign off today because I have to go back to editing, and I want to thank you guys for hanging out today. It was really fun. It's just been, I've learned a lot, and I got really scared at one point because I thought the Hollywood people were going to eat me. It was very scary, but I feel a lot better now, and I'm not afraid. Sorry, this is ridiculous. We will be over the course. Yes. For the record, I have never been worried about being consumed by anyone in Hollywood. I'm just saying. There's a lot of things to be afraid of, and ending up in a vaccine isn't one of them. So, anyways, right now I've got to go take a shower, get myself together, and put on a show because this is a really important time, and Sexy Liberal is this Saturday, and I've got a lot of work, and it's very overwhelming, and I have so much to do. I barely have any time for myself. I need some me time. I've got to take care of myself, and if any of you have not gotten your tickets yet, I got to tell you, it's time. It's time to get your tickets for Sexy Liberal this weekend. We will be having some old friends paying a visit. Don't forget. I personally hope you guys have a fantastic Tuesday night. Much love. And do I have a ridiculous one? And don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like these kind of videos, leave it in the comments below. And I'll have new makeup tutorials every week. And I want to thank you guys for congratulating me for hitting 9.8 million viewers. I'm so excited. I never thought that dream would come true, and yet it has. And I've it's really funny that I just started out as a little channel making little tiny videos, and now I have a makeup empire, and I live on a horse farm in Montana that's surrounded by a 17-foot wall. But I want to thank you guys for staying away from me. It means a lot, and it's totally true. And in answer to your question, yes, I did find this in a secondhand store. This is my version. Many of you may not have seen The Serpent on Netflix yet, but I want to apologize for all the awful things I did in the middle of it. It's just terrible that we could have this kind of a thing, you know. And never going to. Don't believe a word she said. She's a liar. All the bodies are hers. She killed everyone. I don't want you to think for a second she didn't get away with these kind of things. That is so not true. He killed everyone, and I just distracted and made the drugs. That's not true at all. She beat them and strangled them and threw them out of an airplane, and then my friend and I just buried them. That's all that happened. So not true. I don't buy it at all. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to like this look. I gotta go. We appreciate you coming to watch the show today, but we are concerned that you are not doing enough as hacktivists. All right, sorry. And now like this is what happens when the when it gets to be just when my Midwestern goodbyes get way too long. So I will see you guys tomorrow. There's not a Stephen Miller. It's like watching Kids in the Hall. It is a little bit, yeah. So I will see you guys tomorrow at the regular time. I got to go finish working on a big sketch that I got to turn in tonight. And then, which I think those of you that watch the regular stream will get my sketches more than anybody else, because some of it might be a little inside. Some of it might be in the ballpark where you guys are hip to certain jokes that they just aren't, you know? So yeah, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I can't say more than that. But I gotta take off. You guys are wonderful. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the show. Thank you, Diane Turner. Thanks everybody for the super chats today. I know I was messing around with some tech stuff and then it started to drag. So it's making everything not quite work. Stuff like that. I will definitely come to Detroit at some point. And I will send you off with this thought.
I like wood.
Okay, bye.
Wow. Deeper and longer.
Transvestite. The stalker.
Wow.
Get used to disappointment.
I like wood.
Sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
It's good to be the king. Dr. Evil. Take off, eh?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair.
Welcome to the real world. Groovy.
Something strange happened to me this morning. Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes
No. Why am I the only person that has that dream?
I like wood.
Q-snake.
What?